What's going on, everybody? Hope you guys are enjoying your night. It's Steelers week. We are taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers in Heinz Field for a crucial AFC North matchup. The Baltimore Ravens are coming off a 2-game losing streak. Last week, they lost embarrassing to the Cleveland Browns in their own house. They got beaten up 40-25, in which the defense gave up over 500 yards of offense and 40 points. It was an absolute disaster, and they're looking to bounce back and get it together against another divisional rival in the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, this game means a lot for how the AFC North can shape up, because the Steelers last week on Monday Night Football beat up the Cincinnati Bengals and took that win. So they're 1-0 in the division right now. If they beat Baltimore and the Browns lose to the 49ers, the Steelers can take first place at a record of 2-3. That's not a good record, but they can still take first place. And that's the situation we are in right now. So this is crucial for the shaping of the AFC North. So we have to win this game. Fun thing, Ed Reed showed up to the Ravens practice today, and he was talking to the team about what this week means, and what the Ravens and Steelers rivalry means, and what it means to play like a Raven, and how Ravens football is. I really hope that the players were listening to that speech, and I really hope they took it to heart and are going to use this as motivation to get it together, specifically with our defense, because right now they are not playing Ravens football. They've given up over 500 yards of offense in 30 points in back-to-back games. That's not Ravens football. That's not how we play. That's never been how the Ravens defense has played. That is embarrassing. They've got to get it together. And at this point, it's not really all about miscommunication on the defense when it comes to coverages. Sometimes it's just poor execution and tackling. Sometimes it's just a lack of effort out there too. They've got to get it together. And I hope Ed Reed sharing this advice with them and talking with the team is enough to motivate them to go out there and play a complete game. So what we got to do to win this game? Offensively, we got to spread the ball around. Let's put this out here right now. No matter who we face it off against, no matter what the opponent is, our run game is always going to be there. Our run game is always going to get yards. Our run game is always going to be successful. Why? Because we have Lamar Jackson, who he doesn't even have to run, but his presence there trips the defense up. And it gives our running backs an opportunity to take advantage. And we've got a lot of great backs. Justice Hill, Gus Edwards, Mark Ingram, all three of them are great backs. And they can easily take advantage of the defense and just go down the field for a big game. We know what these guys can do, so our run game will never suffer. But our pass game has been inconsistent and up and down at times. And that's something we gotta fix, because a lot of times when it comes to Lamar, he's targeting a lot of times with targeting Mark Andrews and Marquise Brown. We've got to share the ball around with the other receivers. We've got to share the ball down the field. We got to get Hurts involved. If Seth Roberts out there, we got to get him involved. We got to get Willie Snead involved. Personally, if you ask me, for this week, I would deactivate Chris Moore and activate Jaleel Scott. Let's see what he can do in the game, because Chris Moore has been disappointing. And last week he had his opportunity. You couldn't get any more wide open than he was on that one play. But somehow the dude doesn't know where his feet is. He doesn't know how to place his feet down. How do you not know how to get your feet in bounds when you're that wide open? Disappointing. Deactivate him, activate Jaleel Scott, and let's see what he can do, because that's a big receiver who is great at making possession catches. You could definitely use him in the red zone. So I would activate him for this week. But I don't make the decision, so it's up to them. But yeah, we got to share this ball around. And I think we got to run the spread offense. And I believe, because when we've done that, when we've run the spread offense, we've had success. Since week 1, we've had success with that. Just an empty backfield, 5-wide set, let these guys go down the field, and Lamar can pick his target. Somebody's going to be open there. Somebody will be open in the secondary, and that will give Lamar an opportunity to take advantage of that, because Pittsburgh's secondary isn't exactly the best. So a 5-wide out, that would actually really work for them. Now again, it's up to Greg Roman for the offense here, but I feel like if we can run the spread offense and change up the play calling, because we're starting to get very predictable on offense. And now you see how they're just completely, the way the Cleveland Browns played us, they just covered the top. They covered the top in the secondary. They were not going to give up a big play. So we have to dink and dunk and sometimes take the intermediate passes. We have got to get more creative on offense. And if we can run the spread offense, I believe that could help help out with that. With this run game, that could be very successful for that. So it's up to them. I think that's what we got to do on the offense. That and share the ball around. Move the ball around. Get it to other receivers. Also, we got to utilize some screens. We're not even running any screens. Get some quick passes. Just get it to some receivers here. Get a quick pass to Willie Snead. Let him take it up. Get it to your man Marquise Brown. Get it to Miles Boyd. Just get a couple early catches. Set up some screens with Mark Andrews and Justice Hill and see what you can do. Get more creative on offense, Roman. We've got to be more creative. We can do that in this Pittsburgh game. We've got a good shot to win. I honestly believe that. And you can look at the records and say, oh, I'm in Pittsburgh. You started 0-3 and yada, yada, yada. No matter what the record is, this is still a rivalry. These two teams stand up and play their best when they meet. We can be 0-10. They could be 1-9. And both these teams, when they meet, they will still play at their best and they will be physical. So we need our offense to show up, be creative on offense, run the spread offense, and win this game. Defensively, get it together all together. Execution. I was coming here the last 2 weeks and saying it was miscommunication you gotta focus on communicating. But at some point, it becomes less of miscommunication and more on execution. Our defense is not executed. I need Earl Thomas to be Earl Thomas. Be the Earl Thomas we know you can be. Go out there, make plays. Jefferson, I need you to be better as a safety. I need you to be better stopping the big plays. I need you to do what you do, Jefferson. Be better in the secondary. I need our secondary to be better. It can't just be Humphrey. Last week, Humphrey was spectacular. He locked up Odell. It can't just be Humphrey out there doing his job and all these big plays are happening over the top and there's nothing Humphrey can do. I need this defense to come together and make big plays. Judon, Fernell, I need you guys to get to Mason Rudolph. I need a better pass rushing. I need you guys to get more aggressive. You've got to get to the quarterback. You've got to put pressure on Mason Rudolph. We barely have a pass rush. We've got to get some sacks here. This is crazy. We've got a linebackers and we can barely get any pressure. No sacks. We've got to get more pressure. One sack for the game is not going to cut it. I need to see a better performance from them. The D linemen, whether Brandon Williams is playing or not, you guys have to stop the run. There's a clear difference when Brandon Williams is playing versus him not playing. When he was playing, the run defense wasn't the best, but when he was there, they were not just taking off for an 88-yard touchdown run. Not with Brandon Williams there. All of a sudden he's out 1 week and that happens? No, you've got to be better. From top to bottom on the defense, you've got to communicate and you've got to execute. You can't afford to lose this game this week. You've got to execute. That's all I gotta say for that. You've got to execute. Rise up to the occasion and play Ravens football. Because that's what you guys can do. I know this defense can play like that. And everyone wants to constantly say, trade this guy and that guy, trade him for Ramsey. That's not gonna solve the issue. Because we're seeing what with Humphrey. If Humphrey's the only one doing well, how's that gonna help with the safeties giving up big plays over the top? You can have Humphrey on one side and Ramsey on the other side, but what if Earl Thomas and Jefferson are giving up big plays over the top? How are they supposed to do anything? What if our linebackers aren't getting to the quarterback and that's giving them perfect time to carve up our secondary? How can Ramsey and Humphrey stop that? Adding one player isn't going to solve the problem. It starts with the team figuring this out. They've got to execute. They've got to make their tackles. They've got to cover their man. They've got to get to the quarterback. It comes down to that. Straight up. Execution. Offensively and defensively. Offense, spread the ball around in the pass game. Defense, execute on every single angle. Every single level. Execute. do your job. If the Ravens can play a complete game, they will walk out of Heinz Field with a W. They will sit here at 3-2, and we'll have a better positive outlook on the season. The season's obviously not over, and losing those 2 games are going to hurt, but this could be a learning experience from them, and this can shape this team going forward, because you've got a lot of good teams to deal with moving on. You still got Seattle, you still got the Rams, you still got New England, who's coming to Baltimore this season. So it starts here with the Steelers game. Get it together as a unit, figure it out, get more creative on offense, and execute on defense. If we can do that, not only will we win this game, but we'll be looking better moving forward. That's all I gotta say for this. I got emotional with this. Let's just hope the Ravens can do that and win. Let's just hope that Ed Reed coming there and talking to the team is enough to motivate them. We'll have to see. But that's all I got for this one. Hope you guys enjoy, and I am out. Dear God, please beat the Steelers, Ravens. Please beat the Steelers.